Hey, if you're trying to kill mosquitoes and control the mosquito population with electronic devices like bug zappers, mosquito magnets, etc., I'm going to tell you why those generally fail right after this. Hey, in a previous video that I put out that's actually gone viral, it's currently getting 5,000 to 10,000 views a day, and it's just going really wild because I came up with a really good idea for getting rid of mosquitoes. And I got tired of fighting with the electronic devices. I tried a number of them. I tried the type that use a light and a fan to suck them in and draw them into this screen and it kills them. I tried the mosquito magnet. I've tried bug zappers. I lived in the country on 20 acres that had irrigated land all around me, and mosquitoes were hideous. Then I got to thinking about why those weren't working real well and what I could do to do better without spending so much money. I spent a fortune on one of those mosquito magnets. It lasted me like 3 or 4 months and it broke. And I went to find out what it took to fix it. It was going to be $150 for one part. I feel like they rake you over the coals, and that's not right. So I came up with a better way. But what I'm going to talk about today is mainly about why those electronic devices really aren't very effective. Now I got to say the mosquito magnet did a pretty good job. It did cut down the mosquito population, but it was requiring a lot of propane, and it just controlled it in that little area. So I still found out that my way, my new way that I show in the other video, it works really well. And I'm going to show you why, but I'm also going to put a link to that video at the very end of this video. You'll see, I'll point it out. If you click on that, you'll see more details about how to set that system up. And it cost like just a few dollars, anywhere from a few dollars to $20 if you got to buy some buckets. So what I'm going to show you is this little chart kind of thing, this comparison thing that I drew up here, and I'll probably put this up on the screen so you can see what I wrote better, because I know in this lighting it might be a little bit tricky. Okay, so what I'm showing here is on this side I suggested using mosquito dunks in a creative way, and again, watch that other video to see how that works. And I'm going to compare the dunks to the zapper style. This could be most any electronic mosquito killing device like I talked about. Or there's a lot of the homemade ones out there where they put fans out, put screens over it, and use some way to draw the mosquitoes to it and they kill them. This applies to all of that. So let's just say we have night 1 and night 2. Okay, so if you don't know what the mosquito dunks are, it's these things here. These are not dangerous chemicals. These are basically a bacteria. It's Bacillus thuringiensis. It's a bacteria, folks. This is not a chemical. And they found that this bacteria will attack the mosquito larvae and stop them from forming into mosquitoes. They form into a larvae and they can go no further. So it only attacks mosquitoes and a few other bugs, doesn't harm other insects. You have to go see one of my other videos. I got 2 on this subject. One of them is about why this is not dangerous, and it'll show you that it is a very safe mechanism the way it works. I'm all about using as few chemicals as possible. I feel like a lot of my health issues are due to exposure to a lot of chemicals in my life, so I'm trying to cut that stuff down. I wouldn't tell you that it was safe if I didn't think it was. So because it actually works on the reproductive cycle, this is just a scenario that I put together to show how much different the killing effectiveness is. Let's say you got your zapper, and on night 1, let's say in the beginning of the season, 100 mosquitoes, females, go out looking for a blood meal. They all get lucky and they all get them a blood meal. Well, let's say along the route, either before they get to you or after, a zapper kills about 40 of them. It's not going to get them all, or you'd be done with mosquitoes like that. A lot of them are not attracted to those. They want real blood. They know how to detect it, and if you're out there or you got pets that are out there, they're going to find them first. So we're going to assume that the mosquito zapper device kills about 40 of them. That means 60 of them get a blood meal. They lay about 100 eggs at a time. That means 60 times 100, that's 6,000 mosquitoes. And let's just say they don't all survive. Out of 6,000, only 4,000 survive. Well, now you have 4,000 new mosquitoes. Mosquitoes only live for a short while, so they reproduce rapidly. That's why the season comes on and they just usually take off and just eat you alive if you're in areas where there's a lot of moisture. Now, the dunks method, it involves putting out buckets to encourage them to lay their eggs in those buckets of water. You want to make it the easiest thing they can find to lay their eggs in. You also want to eliminate all the standing water you can, from rain gutters, tires, cans, buckets, barrels, anywhere you can find that water could be standing. A mosquito can lay its eggs in like a week, they've got new mosquitoes. It doesn't take long. So get rid of every bit of standing water you can. And you go around and you put out like 4 buckets around your property. If it's a smaller property, I put them like every 100 yards or so. I mainly put them around the areas where we congregate, around the house, the back porch, that kind of stuff. You're probably not going to use this method to control mosquitoes in a swamp, maybe not in an irrigated field because there's too many places water might be standing, although you can be careful about that and make sure it's soaking in more than it's standing. You can put this into ponds and smaller lakes. I don't imagine you could treat a very large lake, but if you got a pond nearby, it works in that. These go a long ways. If you were to use this in a bucket, you only need about that little chunk right there. So this one would probably last you just about all season. They last about 30 days. It's really cost effective. So using this, let's take a scenario of 100 of them go out. They bite 100 people. 95 of them find your buckets because you made that the easiest, most desirable place they can find. They want to get to that water as soon as they're ready to lay their eggs. They're going to find the quickest water source to lay their eggs in. You want a bucket that's kind of got dirty water in it. You might put some straw in it, things like that. Also, you might want to put mesh hardware cloth over the top, or chicken wire, something like that, so that critters don't get in there that you don't want. You don't necessarily want the birds in there, pets. It's safe for all that, but you just want to keep kids and things out of it. Make it kind of dirty, nasty. It attracts the mosquitoes more. So let's say 95 of them find your buckets. They lay the eggs in your bucket. 0 hatch. You just eliminated 9,500 mosquitoes. 5 of them managed to find some water that you didn't know about. Maybe you got a neighbor that won't take care of theirs. Me personally, I think I'd toss the little one over into their dirty pool if they had a stagnant pool. I'm not suggesting you do that, but I hate mosquitoes, and I think neighbors should all be taking care of their water, not having it standing like that. In a lot of areas, it's required, actually. So let's say 5 of them go out and find some water. They lay their eggs. You got 500 mosquitoes that came out of that one night versus 4,000. Now, if you take this and keep doing the math, you can see a pretty exponential growth over here. That's why they get so out of control. If you do this and you're really diligent about it, I found that it just cut it down dramatically, and I've had a lot of people tell me that. So that's why I recommend this mosquito dunk versus electronic zappers. Now, I'll put a link to where you can buy these right below the video. Look down there where it says show more or just more, or it has a little down arrow. Click on that, you'll see it. Or scroll down, I'll pin it as the first comment in the comment section. Hey, if you like these shirts, I designed these along with 4 or 5 others. Look at the merch shelf right below this video. You can pick one up there. That helps us put out more videos, because I truly believe that we need to unite this nation more instead of dividing it. We're a strong nation because we are the United States of America. And hey, right here's another good video about why these dunks are safe to use.